Yeah, let me something.
Hi guys, welcome to another fantastic episode of the Vibe Zone with the Vibe Queen Omobala Val, and yes, you're tuned into Voice Dome. Now, this particular edition of the Vibe Zone is a special edition that is dedicated to celebrating women, especially survivors. Now, as we all know, it's the International Women's Month. And guys, I have got a guest in the building, and it's about to be a very emotional episode. I have got one of the survivors of human trafficking, and we're going to be having an interesting discussion. And this discussion is going to remind you all over again that women are strong and women go through a lot. But guess what? A woman can be burnt by fire, but rather than allowing that fire burn her to ashes, she's going to burn through the fire and become gold. You know what they say about gold? It goes through fire and then it becomes beautiful and very worthy. Guys, welcome with me, my guest on this episode of the Vibe Zone. Good day.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, so what's your name?
I'm Oluwaseun, Sakirat.
Okay, I'm going to be asking you some questions,
Okay.
and I've heard, a short version of your story, but they always say that, you cannot know someone's story like the person. And I know that Mrs. Kehinde Okorafor has been a huge support system to human trafficking survivors, with the help of a lot of great people, and including the Oni of Ife. And I've been privileged to witness some of her works, to see her do some things, how she has set up some human trafficking survivors up for business, entrepreneurship skills, and all of that. And I know she's doing an amazing job. But your story is quite touching. From you surviving human trafficking, but as lucky as you are, your story is still very, very emotional because you lost a part of your body in the process. So many people will not know that, you were not born with one arm. It was the situation that happened that led to you losing one part of your arms, right? So would like to know, how did this journey into you becoming a one-armed lady, how did this begin?
First of all, I would say Alhamdulillah. It's not an easy one, but thank God. On the 7th of September 2022, returning from work, and I was hungry, so I went out to buy something to eat. On my way, there is this fight between Nigerians and Egyptians there. I was trying to run, but unfortunately, one of them pushed me down and hit me. Before I could wake up, it was in the hospital. They said one of my hand is broken. I have to spend on it so that it will be fixed. But on the 10th of September, the doctor said this hand have to be amputated. Is it that I lose my life or I lose the arm? So my parents chose me over my arms. So this is
okay. So were your parents with you in Egypt?
No.
Okay, so how did you get to Egypt? Were you transported to Egypt consciously? Did you know you were going to Egypt? Like, I've had an interview session with some women where they will say someone just promised them that, let me take you out of the country, you are going to make money. And then when they get there, they either use them for prostitution or for slavery, housemaid job and all of that. How did you leave Nigeria?
That is what every one of us before we left. But on getting there is another story. Before I leave this country, it was you getting there. I'm a single mother of two.
That was before you
before
left?
I left
Okay.
Nigeria. So life have been difficult for me
Mm-hmm.
to raise two boys all alone.
Mm-hmm.
So a friend introduced me to a mother,
Hmm.
and a mother promised that I will travel out of this country.
Hmm.
I'm a fashion designer.
Wow.
He promised me to practice my handwork, and I'll be earning so that I can be able to feed myself and give my children a better life.
Mm-hmm.
But on getting there that very day, I was surprised. When I get to Egypt, they told me I've not gotten to my destination. What does that mean? I didn't understand. They said I
Did
have
you
to
go
travel.
by flight?
From half flight, it's half flight, half road.
Okay.
From here till Sudan is by flight, but from Sudan to Egypt is by road.
Wow.
So when I got there, they said I have to go with them to somewhere. On getting to that house, they said they sold me out.
Wow.
This man collected my passport and told me I'll be working for him. They promised I'll be working as a fashion designer, but the case changed. I will be working as an house up, and I will not be coming home every day. I will have to be coming home once in 6 months.
That's to Nigeria?
No, from my madam's house to where I will rest. So I will rest only in 6 months, not in a month or in 3 months.
Wow.
This man said this is his own way. You were sold to me and you have to follow my rules. At a point, I'm tired. I told this man, I'm tired, I need a rest. He has to lock me in for 2 months for me being stubborn.
Wow.
So when I finished paying this man, he threw me out of the
How
house.
much? How long did you spend with him before you were able to pay
I
him
paid
off?
him for 1 year, 6 months salaries.
Wow.
So
wow. So was it during your stay with him that you encountered the fight that led to your arm being amputated?
It was, let's say, 6 months after I finished paying this man. Because after I finished paying him, I said I can't continue this work because I'm working restlessly. I will work from morning 5 a.m. till 12 p.m. So I said I need a rest. So I need a work whereby I'll be coming home at least once in a month to come and rest. So I left the work to another place. So I'm not with the man again. And even when this happened, the man didn't show any concern.
Wow.
Me and me alone.
Wow. So after your arm, because you said you encountered a fight between Egyptians and Nigerians, and this was what led to your arm getting broken and all of that. How did you pay your hospital bills? Did you have enough money? Or who came to your rescue?
That is another thing for me. I didn't have enough. I only have some money. It's enough for my treatment.
The man that you were working with, didn't he give you money?
No, he didn't even show up to now. No calls. The only thing I will see is him posting on social media. That thank God one of my enemies is done.
Wow.
Up to now, this man didn't, not even a call from him. I didn't have enough to pay my bills. But Nigerians in Egypt come to my aid. The guy contributes. They pay for my bills. And even when I'm home, but it gets to a certain time that I will have to go out and beg, but all thanks to Make Me Elegant.
So how did you reach Make Me? How were you discovered by Make Me?
I reached, then I can't, I will always be at home crying, but I do go on TikTok.
Were you living alone?
Yes.
Okay. How were you able to get some money to get an apartment?
Finish paying my man, so the house should be flat. There we will take 2-bedroom flats.
The man you were, sorry for cutting you, the man you were staying with, was he a family man?
Yes, he's a family man.
Okay, but did he harass you sexually in any way, or it was just the housemaid job?
No.
He didn't harass you. It was just
No
a housemaid
sexual
job.
harassment.
Okay,
No.
okay. So how?
So when I'm home, I will always be crying. So a woman beside me has to share me a Wi-Fi to go online. And there I met a guy that said, "This your crying cannot take you anywhere," because I wanted to come back, and they say I have to go to cell before I will be, because I don't know, my passport is fake. They said that man sponsored with fake visa. So they said before I will be able to return home, I will rather go to police station and render myself. I don't know what to do. I will always be, I can't come home. I can't do anything for myself.
Were you communicating with the people, your family at home?
No. My mom is blocked for my phone because they don't want my mom to know what happened to me.
Wow.
My children will call me at home. I can't I can't open up to my children because it is school days. I don't want them to feel bad. These kids are the most important thing in my life, and the reason why I left this country. So I can't open up to my children. I will only laugh.
How old are they?
One is 11 now and one is 14.
Wow. Okay.
So they gave me, the person asked me to go for all this foundation, and that makes me handicapped. I said I can't reach them because I didn't know anything about these people. So he asked me to go on Facebook, search for Make Me Elegant Foundations. I search, I chat mommy, and with immediate effect, she replied. I told her everything, and she comes to my rescue. She tries so much for me. Mommy, you will never be wrong. Your children will never know sorrows.
Amen.
Any part of your body will never leave you before you leave this world. Thank you so much, Mom. Even after my return.
So she was the one that processed you leaving Egypt to Nigeria.
Mommy is the one. She's the one. She has been trying for me even when I came back home. She has never left me for a day.
Wow.
She has always been there for me. Thank you, Ma.
Wow. So when you came back, were you able to share your story with your children or your family?
Yes.
How did your children react after seeing their mom? I mean, they knew their mom had two arms before.
The very first day my return, was a very sad, bad day for me, my mom, and my whole family. Because my children are surprised to see me with one hand. I will talk to them on phone every day by day. I will laugh even when I'm sad. But seeing them is sad. February 13th is not a good day for me. Seeing my
February
children.
13th was the day you came back to Nigeria.
Seeing my children
what
again.
Year?
Last 2023.
Wow, that's last year.
It's not a good day for me. My children see me with one hand crying. A lot of questions that I cannot even answer. So,
wow,
it has been a tough time.
Sorry about that. You're actually a very strong woman, and I'm glad that you were able to meet the right bodies that were able to rescue you from such experiences. But what's your advice to women so that they don't fall into the trap? The kind of trap that you've fallen into, because despite the fact that there's an awareness for human trafficking to stop and all of that, some people are still, because they want to survive, just like you said, that because of your kids, you wanted to search for greener pastures, make money and take care of them. Some people are still falling victims. Yes. Trust me. Some people are probably there, and I've interviewed some people who said all of them that went, they didn't all return alive. Some people died in the desert.
A friend of mine died.
Wow.
Kenny.
Wow.
Yes, so rest in peace. Kenny's no more.
Wow. So what's your advice
to
women?
Women. Not all glittered, they're good. These people will deceive us. Even when you're in Nigeria, they are ready to give you everything you want from them. Or for them to
capture you.
But on getting there, you will know it's not easy.
Hmm.
Firstly, we are not all used to working and not resting.
Hmm.
Africans, we are used to stopping our children from not doing and undoing. But there is not like that. We are not used to small kids slapping, eating, but there you cannot stop their children. Their children is not that easy to stop.
Hmm.
You will rather receive slaps
Wow.
or beating.
Wow.
Some were sent to prison for a crime they did not commit.
Hmm.
You will see their madams putting gold in their bags, lying they steal the gold because you eat their kids.
Hmm.
You will see some falling from story buildings
Oh my
and lie
God.
that they ran away from the house all
Oh
because
my
you
God.
refuse to pay. People are dying.
Hmm.
We lost life every day there.
Hmm.
But I will only tell you, here in Nigeria, we have peace of mind. Even if there is no money,
Hmm.
you can still work hard.
Hmm.
I wish I come back home with my 2 hands, but no money. I will have start all over again. But when we get there, we realize we made the worst mistakes of our lives. We have to buy our love from our people, and even no matter what happens to you, your family will still believe you're rich. That is the worst things. You face a lot from your families, from your children. You go there to look for a survive, and when you come back home, you still start from where you stop. You have no money to survive. Your children are there. If care is not taken, these children will later turn to either tout or someone else's children, because you will not be able to talk to your own children the way you want again. They will not be able to listen to you because you cannot provide for them. And that is why you left. And when coming back, you see it's still the same. Please and please stop going to these countries. They have nothing to offer you but pains. I regret being traveled. I regret leaving my country to another country. I will never forget being going there for no reasons. I lost my hand. It's a very bad thing for me that I cannot do some things for myself, even for my kids. I have to make my kids go through hell to survive. I also survive with hardship. What I ran from in this country is what I later come back to meet. So please and please, let's be consistent with what we have in this country. We can make it. Yes, we women, even especially single mother, you can make it without leaving this country. You can make it without you traveling out. They will only lie to you. There's nothing to offer. They will only offer you pain that you will never forget. Just like me, see me. I will never forget these countries in my entire life. It's another story. There's no way I would tell the story of my life without mentioning this country, and it will be a very bitter one for me. So it's better you stay here and hope in God. That is it.
Thank you so much for that advice, and I'm sure so many people have learned a lot from that, including myself. But I also want to encourage you to, look on the brighter side, because for instance, you did a shout out to a friend of yours who is late, Kenny. I
Yes.
mean, if Kenny could be alive, if it was even a hand or leg that that was gone or something, but she was alive, I'm sure she would still appreciate life.
Yes.
So the fact that you have the grace, the opportunity to still be alive today, forget it. We have people that don't have legs and they are making it in life. Don't give up on yourself yet, and thank God you're in the right company, you're in the right association. You have Make Me, you have Oni of Ife, you have good bodies that are taking care of survivors like yourself. So before I let you go, I'll also like to ask, so what have you been up to lately? Is there any maybe entrepreneurship plan for you? Did anybody set up a business for you, or what have you been up to lately?
Lately, I've not been doing anything.
Wow. So
I've
how
been
do you survive?
By my mom. God bless her for me.
How
I
old
hope
is
in
your mom?
God. He's an old man of like 60, 65.
Wow.
But he's still been trying for me. And yes, the honey have promised to do a lot for us, but we are still
Expecting.
I'm still surviving by my mother's and my good relatives.
Don't you have friends?
I don't keep friends.
Is it after this thing happened to
Even
you or
before.
before?
I don't keep friends. I don't keep friends. I'm not good at keeping friends. I only have one, and I believe keeping a lot of friends will lead you to some might be good and some might be. I have boys, and as a single mother, you should know the kind of friends you want to roll with.
Keep around.
So to affect
Wow.
your children.
Guys, just like I said before we started the episode, I already prepared your mind that it's going to be a very, very emotional episode. In fact, I'm just trying to be as professional as possible because I'm trying to shut the emotional side of me, which I am trying so hard. Because watching somebody cry this way and share that pain, so much pain, it reflects in her voice and in her story. But just like I said, this episode is dedicated to celebrating women, and it's the International Women's Day. It's for us to pick our lessons and move from it. Now, she's a survivor, but so many people died in the process. So, and she has said a lot about we being contented with what we have, staying in your country and hustling. Because most of these things, they look bright and sharp and interesting and fine from afar until you go there. So be contented, don't be deceived by, because human traffickers are out there. They're still everywhere, and they can come in form of friends, friends, husbands, even relatives, helpers, and the likes. But we just need to be smart. And guys, it's also a reminder to let you know that women are strong. Women are beautiful. And also, just like she shared her story, although we also have the help of the Oni of Ife, but it's a fellow woman, that came through for her. Just by her, shouting and, raising up our awareness via social media platforms. And that's another lesson, to utilize the social media platforms for positive reasons. You can reach out to people that can be your destiny helpers. Because thank God that she got Wi-Fi and she came on TikTok and she reached out to make the CEO of Make Me Elegant Foundation, who rescued her from Egypt. So these are the lessons that we should go home with. And also, do not be a judge. Until you're in shoes of some people, you never know how much it hurts. So many of you who just look down on single mothers, who look down on women, you see people who are probably deformed in a way or another, and you totally just conclude and start making mockery of them. You never know what they've been through. And that is what these and many more are the lessons I've learned from her story. Thank you so much for being on the show. And shout out once again to Mrs. Kehinde Okora, for the CEO of Make Me Elegant Foundation, who has been helping human trafficking survivors. She's been saving them, bringing them back to their country, reuniting them with their families, introducing them to the Oni of Ife and notable, powerful people in the society who then change the lives of these people. And thank you so much to Afrobeat for and Voice Dome for granting us this opportunity to also create this awareness on this day, International Women's Day. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. Please do well to drop your comments, and be rest assured that if you address the comment to my guest, she will definitely get your feedbacks and comments. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Voice Dome and Afrobeat. My name is Omobolanle Adigun, aka Omobolaval, and some of you call me the Vibe Queen. And this is a special edition of the Vibe Zone, which is dedicated to the International Women's Day. And once again, the name of my guest,
Okenla Oluwaseun Sakirat.
Oluwaseun. So what are your social media platforms in case anyone wants to reach out to you?
On Facebook, Okenla Oluwaseun. On TikTok, Oluwaseun Team Neyo City. I think that's all. Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you for being strong enough to share your story. We're so sorry we made you cry. but you should be proud of yourself and also be grateful that God spared your life to be able to inspire so many others, because you don't know how many people will watch this episode and be touched and be stopped. Maybe they already have the plan to jackpot with one person they don't trust.
Don't try it.
These will stop them, and you've just saved lives. So just consider yourself special. You're a survivor, you're special, and no, not everybody can survive what you've been through. So thank you so much for being on the show. So guys, this is where myself and Seun would draw the curtains and call it a quit and say goodbye on this particular episode. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in.
Thank you.
Goodbye.